ChatGPT-4 sucks. Unless you're using 3.10 through the API, it's pretty much useless. So we're going to look at 3 absolutely free models that you can run code from. We're using a Kogo setup, and this is what we're trying to do. We have a Discord bot that's sending out a wax token for every message sent and sending more to the moderators or people with a specific role. Let's look at ChatGPT-3. So first of all, this is the project skeleton. We ask for this, and then we get the pseudocode overview. Now, to compare these, I wanted to be completely fair, so I just hit Y each time, which tells it to keep generating. So what we have in the initial overview is okay, so it knows to use EOS.js. This is the library that sends out the wax transactions as well as Discord.js. That's very important. It's doing a decent job setting everything up. It seems like this is something that could work so far. And this is good. So this is, not exactly the header that you need, but pretty close. So you could go to the docs and you could change this. And what's most important is that this is what actually is going to send. So it's having the contract account called the transfer action, which is what it's called, with the from, the to value, and then this should hopefully give you the right amount of aqua. Okay, it's making an assumption here that it's a 4-digit precision, but this is actually what we want. So far, ChatGPT 3.5, again, only free models, is doing a pretty good job. This is what it's doing for rate limiting. So it's getting the last transaction time from somewhere. I don't know where that is, but it's supposedly following that instructions. So ChatGPT 3 overall, not a lot of noise. It did a pretty decent job. I would say this is maybe a 7 because there's a lot of useful things, but you're still going to need to do a lot of things for it. Now, Claude is doing a really good job so far, and it's keeping it concise. I love this UI, by the way. This is one of the first times I've used Claude because I used a different UI, but this is the first time through their sites. So we have a lot of good information. It seems to have, the send wax, the initialization, although there's some things that don't really make a lot of sense, like log in with token. We don't need to log in with the token. Again, for the spirit of the test, I just hit Y, and Y tells it everything's fine, keep going. So here we have the first piece of code, the index, getting the Discord and everything set up. This is it's hard to tell if this is actually useful or not. Then it's getting this, which I'm not really sure what that is. The EOSIO DAC, that's a specific project, so I'm assuming that it's getting the RPC, which we're connecting to down here. That might be a library that needs to be replaced, but in general, this is basically what you have to do. So we have the send token function, and then it'll lay that out later on. So we have the message handler. So this is what's really important. It's reading the channel of the message, checking if it's an allowed channel. It's getting the role. So then now this is perfectly simple code, so you can see exactly what's going on. If the role is whatever you need it to be, it's giving a higher amount. And then also, this is assuming a 4-digit precision. I don't think I said that. And this is a beautiful wax action. For some reason, the code is easier to read here. And if we scroll down here, we can see that everything is in a nice package for us to use. We have the send wax function, and that's what we're calling up here, or we're calling the send token function. And then the send wax token calls the wax.sendToken function. So overall, it's pretty good architecture. And then there's a separate config document. And then look at this. They're giving us a README MD. So if you want to put this up, there's basic documentation to do that. So overall, so far, I think Claude has the advantage. So now let's look at Hugging Chat. And this is, again, it's the exact same thing, but I'm not going to go completely into it, but it goes completely off the rails. Like, it's using a switch statement, and then it starts asking me like all these random questions. So it's giving me this thing where, again, I'm just hitting yes to continue, but it starts to try to tell me about all these different aspects of bots, and I'm just like, okay, I don't really need to know that. And then it's just giving me completely worthless code. So I know that Code Llama is a thing. Code Llama is the code version of Llama, but this is LLaMA2-70b. It should be a little bit better for code. Overall, the best is Claude. The second best is ChatGPT-3.5. Again, if you can use 4 with the version 3.10, which you can do through the API, in my opinion, that's probably still the best, but Claude is doing a great job. You can use it for free at Claude.ai, and just don't even try with complex projects in the LLaMA2-70b model. That's my best advice. If you want to learn how I got a complete project by only sending one prompt and then hitting Y, you can check out our full training. We also have a bunch of resources. So that is Gudasol, Godsol.gumroad.com. Peace.